That's why I didn't question it in the moment. I was gonna just let your bit ride.
And ride it did. This was a much larger roll of tape when I began. I don't think we need that. We don't even need to introduce ourselves. I'm the King of Chaos.
I think
joined again by...
I feel like we are introducing ourselves right now. It's what we're doing. And you said we didn't. I
meant the show, you silly goose.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Ronnan.
That's not what you said.
I'm introducing myself like he's told me not to, and then told me to do. He can't make up his mind, but here we are.
My mind is made up, but I'll never let you guys know what I decided on.
Hi, I'm James. I'm just here for the ride.
Hi, I'm the ride. He's here for me.
Okay.
Everyone's here for me.
Yeah. I'm here for you if you need anything.
These are the lies.
Thanks, bro.
These are the lies we tell him just to get him here.
I'm right here. I can hear you. What?
It's like we can still hear him.
I'm still here. Guys, I'm still here. Guys.
Yeah, anyways, welcome back to another episode of The Boys Do Something that Ronnan has planned for us. And we don't get to know what that is. I'm changing my lighting.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hi, I've made up this thing that we're doing. I didn't make this up. I'm stealing an idea, and the idea is conversation. We're just gonna... I stole this idea from someone. I don't know who made up the idea of conversation, but that's what we're gonna do.
For 4 mana, turn into pumpkin.
What?
I'm just on Scryfall, and on the front page, there was just a card that says, turn into pumpkin.
Okay. Hi. It's, Ronnan, but, like, separate from the one that you're listening to in the podcast, in the episode. Well, I'm in the podcast. I'm in this episode. It's a different one, though. I'm from after the episode. I'm from the future. The past? Still technically the past. You're listening to this in the future. I'm from a closer past than that. This doesn't matter. I'm here to explain the purpose of this episode a little bit more. Because this episode, I'm completely ripping off an idea. It's not conversation. It involves conversation. So I'm sure a lot of you know the podcast Distractable, or at least have heard of it. It's like with Markiplier, Bob, and Wade, those YouTuber guys. There was one episode a bit ago that I think it was called something like Wade's Wacky Words or something like that. It's been a long time since I've actually listened to it, but I'm ripping off that idea. Okay. I have a few topics of conversation that I had written down on this, and in each one of those, I had a word that I was looking for, and the first person to say that word got the point for the topic, and then I try to switch the conversation pretty quickly after that. So I will give you intermittently throughout this episode, I'll be cutting in and letting you guys know what the word we're looking for is. For this first one, we're looking for the word haste. I'll give that to you one more time. Haste. Yes, they're all keywords. This is a Magic the Gathering podcast. I don't know what you expected. But I'll let you guys get back to this, and then I'll be back a little bit later to tell you what the next one is. Goodbye, have fun. I just have a few 4 categories of conversation I want us to talk about for a little bit, and then we'll just see where it goes. And we're just gonna talk about our favorite types of cards, favorite kinds of ways to play Gruul decks, and that is looked this up.
Is that actually a category?
Yeah.
Category of conversation. Hold on. Let me pull up my cheat sheet. Gruel.
Same.
Red green.
Yep.
We're going to be having a conversation about your favorite things in red green. Why do you like it? What do you like to do in it?
Well, I feel like this question is more specifically targeted towards James
It's
as our resident gruel man.
kind of targeted a little bit, but everybody should participate because then it would be a bad. If we didn't, it would be a bad show. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're a bad show.
Yeah, you're a bad show.
Have you
Okay.
have you seen any cool gruel cards recently, James?
I don't know. I think the last one I can think of was out of Karlov Manor. I forget what it was called. I thought I had it right here, but apparently I don't. It was like a red, a green, and X. I think it's something like. Here, let me just go to. I'll pull it up here in a second.
Go get there.
I have a card that I kind of want to talk about in gruel.
What is it?
So I talked about this one in my commander pitch for Winter Misanthropic Guide that we did for Duskmorn. It's Peer Past the Veil. Let me find it again. Yeah, it's for 2, a red and a green. It's an instant. You discard your hand, and then you draw X cards, where X is the number of card types among cards in your graveyard. I don't know. It's just a fun little delirium thing that we haven't really seen Gruul do a lot of.
Mm-hmm. I like how much graveyard stuff is just in the entire new set in general. I like how they've added graveyard shenanigans into more colors than just black stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, instead of having it just be like a black and then occasionally in green, it's like every color has some return stuff from your graveyard now.
Mm-hmm. Where most of what we were saying before for graveyard things was just in red was just anger. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, the only thing that cares about your graveyard in red cares about being in the graveyard. Yeah, no, I like that one a lot.
Did you find the card you were looking for, James?
Yeah, I found it. It's called World Souls Guide.
Ooh, sounds cool.
It's a sorcery. For X, a red and a green. World Souls. No. Yeah, it's World Souls Rage, not World Souls Guide. World Souls Rage deals X damage to any target. Put up to X land cards from your hand and or graveyard into the battlefield tapped. I just kind of latched onto that one because it came out shortly after and Chaos pulled it as well and gave it to me because he knew I was working on the deck. I pulled a Borborygmos out of Ravnica Remastered, which is based around lands and putting lands into the graveyard. And I saw this as a way to bring lands back from the graveyard onto the battlefield to use them again.
That's pretty cool.
Not use them in the same way, but still use them again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that we're not the only ones with the opinion that it's like, I don't know. That card is really, really great, but I think it's one of the only good things from Karlov Manor.
Well, there was another Kaya, there was a Kellen, there was Proft.
Yeah, Prophet
There
was
were
good.
good things to come out of Karlov Manor, but the story did not belong on Rack. To
Yeah,
say
this-
the least.
I mean,
We are not, according to the internet, we are not the only people that think this should have been on New Capenna.
uh-oh.
He is
I think-
frozen.
Give him a second.
I can hear
Hello?
There he is.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi. Hi. Sorry, we're not the only ones on the internet who what?
you. We're not the only ones on the internet that think this should have taken place on New Capenna. It would have been a much better
absolutely.
place for it.
I don't
Yeah,
know
the whole like
It-
crime syndicates.
Yeah, it fit into the 1980s theme. Or not the 80s, not 1980s, like the 1880s or something.
18
Yeah,
something.
like
Noir. It fit into noir, which was very,
very old French.
yeah, Italian.
That's what I said.
yeah. I know I have.
Brooklyn is what it was. It's Brooklyn.
Isn't noir French? For
I think so. Noir
It
is French
is
for black.
French. Yes. Yes.
okay.
Yes. I don't know, but noir films are, it's like based around, it's like kind of Brooklyn and the mob and crime syndicates.
Mafia. Got it.
It was kind of just the storytelling that was going on in the age of that certain style of black and white footage, I guess.
Mafia movies.
Kind of like the age of CGI is superheroes.
Checks out.
Yeah, no matter how bad the CGI is. Looking at you, She-Hulk.
I see your mustache, Superman. that was a deep cut. That was a long time
Yeah.
ago.
That was a
That
while.
one reached all the way back into the early 2010s.
Yeah, I forgot that happened until you said anything.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Henry Cavill legally was not allowed to shave his mustache because of reshoots for Mission Impossible. So they just CGI'd his upper lip for Man of Steel.
That's hilarious.
It looked pretty good in some spots. Did not look very good in others.
I still have not watched Man of Steel. I really want to because I absolutely love Henry Cavill.
And fake not mustaches.
Yeah,
That works.
totally clean shaven faces.
Totally, absolutely. My chair is extremely squeaky today, so I'm sorry, editing Ronan.
And I'm sure I'll be fine.
Editing Ronan will be okay with it. He always is.
I just as far as my favorite stuff in Gruul is I don't play Gruul very often. I do, however, like how it's a lot of big creatures that are really fast. Just the general idea of it is fun for me. The big from green, the fast from red.
Ooh, I did also really like Bello Bard of the Brambles.
Oh
The
yeah.
face commander from the Bloomborough deck.
What does he do?
Yeah,
again?
that one was.
It's a pretty good card. It's the one that turns all enchantments you own into 4/4 creatures. No, it's enchantments with mana value 4 or greater become 4/4 indestructible elemental creatures on your turn.
Yeah, it's like non-equipment artifacts and non-aura enchantments.
I also really liked, let me find his name really quick. The backup commander, Wild Seer, Scoring Maw. He just gives enchantment spells Cascade.
Cascade's real fun.
Cascade is really-
Enchantment spells you cast from your hand have Cascade. That is amazing. That, oh, man, if I didn't like that deck... Oh, I've got a couple extras. I opened too many collector boxes. But I have a couple of extras. So one of them's going to go into my, I forget the name of the commander, but it's my exile, cast from exile deck.
Faldorn.
Yeah, Foulhorn.
I only
From,
remember that because the poster's right over there.
Yeah. Foulhorn from Forgotten Realms, I believe. No, Baldur's Gate. Because the backup commander is whatever the heck his name is, the Tavern Keeper of the Yawning Portal.
Mm-hmm.
With the background, I think that's the... I don't remember. It's the red background.
Yeah, one of
That
them.
is very much exile based.
Like potent archaeologist or something like that.
Yeah, something archaeologist.
Well, I mean, there are a lot of like Gruul commanders that I really like. One of, I think, my favorites. I like all things Theros. And I think they did a really good job being some of the first ones. It's like that and Ravnica that really excelled in showing off what the two color combinations did. So I like, there's Xenagos, the God of Revels. He's a 6/5 with Indestructible, a legendary enchantment creature. He costs 3, a red and a green. As long as your devotion to red and green is less than 7, Xenagos isn't a creature. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is that creature's power. I think that one's really, really cool and applies really heavily to what Ronnan was saying about, like, the big from green and the fast from red.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, due to time reasons, we have to move on to the next section of conversation. And this time it's basically the exact same thing, but let's talk about Golgari, which is green-black. Hey guys, what's up? I'm back. Round 2, we're looking for the word reach. I'll give that to you one more time. It is reach. This one might be a little difficult. I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, bye.
Golgari.
It's one that we don't mention
Yeah.
very often.
Yeah. I've noticed that I've recently been building a lot of decks that have both green and black in it, either just making Golgari decks or my Winter Misanthropic Guide deck. And
Yeah.
I've come to realize I don't think I like Golgari's cards all that much.
Why not?
It's just I don't really know. I feel like most Golgari decks end up being pretty similar. Especially if, like in the case of my Winter Misanthropic Guide or my my Mumshroom Myco Tyrant deck, I feel like there's a lot of overlap.
And the winter precon as well.
Yeah, it's like you look at the deck list and
To be
you're
fair,
like,
that one was designed around Delirium in the first place.
yeah, and it's like no matter what, I don't know, I'm just Golgari, no matter how many cards they release, they're either going to be the exact same deck list or like if it is different, it's barely different.
My first thought was just proving your point. Gitrog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The Gitrog monster,
It's based around your graveyard. My only other thought was Vraska, but that's mainly different because she's always a planeswalker up until the most recent printing.
Yeah, and even then it's like it
But
does.
that's based around like poisoning and death,
Yeah,
which is
it's-
also very Golgari.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like if I go into EDH Rec and go to like Golgari staples, it's just like you're going to have all of the black staples and all of the green staples because there aren't a lot of great Golgari cards by themselves that are different enough. So it's like, you know, you'll always have Putrefy, you'll always have Assassin's Trophy. There's...
Or on the other side of Golgari, there is Chatterfang.
Yes, that is
Squirrels.
That is another big
Too
thing.
many squirrels. Squirrels out the wazoo.
Yeah, and that's
Why
like,
the squirrels poison? What is with the poisoning squirrels?
I know who gave
what's
them
fun.
a knife with poison on it. And you know, I don't hate Golgari. I just feel like all decks end up being very, very similar because of a lack of good Golgari cards.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the reason I set out to build a Golgari Super Friends deck.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah, because
a bunch of Planeswalkers, see what happens. We've got a Vorinclex. We've got all the Veraskas.
yeah,
We've got the cool Badger Garrick now.
yeah. But it's like all of those are great. So, in my personal experience, all Golgari decks are either the same deck that is only Golgari because it has all of the good green cards and all of the good black cards, and the same 3 good Golgari cards, or you have Chatterfang, which has all of the good green cards, all of the good black cards, and the same few good Golgari cards. And all of the good cards that are both green and black are either completely squirrel based, thanks to Bloomburrow. I'm glad that there's more than one. Yeah, that sounded like a slight. It's not. I'm glad that there's more than one squirrel commander now.
Yeah. And I absolutely love that commander.
Yeah, Hazel is great, and it's like,
Hazel is great.
you know, Camellia, the Seed Miser's great. The Odd Acorn Gang is great. There are a lot of really great commanders that came from it, but
I'm glad that Chatterfang isn't the default squirrel commander anymore.
I don't know what
Yeah.
any of these squirrels
It's
do.
still really good, though. I don't know what most of them do either. All I know is that Chatterfang is really annoying, makes way too many squirrels, and then he kills them all to kill you.
Well, that's just
yeah,
rude.
pretty much. I do have the Camellia and the Odd Acorn Gang pulled up if you want me to read them, but...
All right, just give an overview.
Camellia, 1, a green and a black. It's a 3/3 with menace. Squirrels you control have menace. Whenever you sacrifice a food, you create a squirrel, and then you can tap 2 to forage, which is exile 3 cards from your graveyard or sacrifice a food to put a 1/1 counter on every squirrel you control. The Odd Acorn Gang is a 5/5 for 5 with menace, trample, and reach. Squirrels you control have tap. Target squirrel gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. And whenever one or more squirrels you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. So, make squirrels wide and make squirrels big.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I don't know, just looking, if you go to EDH Rec and you go to Commanders and you go to 2-color, and you click on Golgari and then you click on Staples, it's green cards, black cards, green cards, Assassin's Trophy, Putrefy.
Oh, we completely forgot the Golgari Elves decks.
Yeah.
Which,
And
of
those
course, has been getting updates consistently with every new Tyvar printing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now that he's a creature and not a planeswalker.
Yeah. And that's the sad thing, is that Golgari
like,
Elves is
the
like my
top-
favorite kind of Golgari deck, but no one runs it.
The top Golgari commander is still Lathril from Kaldheim. The next commander is Chatterfang.
Of course it
Yeah.
would be.
But it's just, I don't know. People like elves a lot.
I like
elves.
elves.
I have an elf stack.
Elves are fun. I'm
like how
working
the
on
elves have
building a
bows.
Lathril deck.
I like how flying has a rough time with elves because they have bows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it funny, even though I'm usually the one running flying stuff. So if someone else is playing elves, I'm not a fan. But I like watching it if I'm not playing, and I like playing it myself.
Yeah. I'm trying to find just like a good all-encompassing card that really talks about what Golgari likes to do.
Golgari charm?
See,
Is there a Golgari charm?
There is.
I know there's a
trying
Boros
to
charm.
Yeah, there's a charm for each guild.
Yeah. There's also, it's like Golgari Guild Mage or something.
Yeah, here it is.
Hi, I'm
Golgari charm.
Spiders.
It's a modal spell. You get to choose one. All creatures either get -1/-1 until end of turn. You can destroy target enchantment or regenerate each creature you control. Those are pretty cool. Like that one's great. But, there's in terms of Golgari decks, the only ones I frequently see either online or in game stores is like Reanimator decks that has Green's Ramp, and then, Chatterfang. There are a few people at our LGS that play Chatterfang pretty much exclusively. That one gets
And those
old pretty
decks
fast.
only got help from Bloomborough as well.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. So yeah, it's like that Reanimator, the squirrels, and then I've seen a couple of like elves decks. Like there was that one person in our LGS that played the Lathril deck, like 1 or 2 weeks before we did our episode talking about different, like all of the different guilds.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I like Golgari, and I think the concepts and the lore behind Golgari are very cool, but I don't think there are enough good cards to, support it and go incredibly wide. And I feel like there are quite a few 2-color pairings that kind of struggle with that. Boros. But it's just, Golgari for a while has remained just kind of mid, which is strange because I feel like black and green have the out of all of the cards together, I feel like black and green have the biggest pool of powerful cards.
And a lot of the spiders that are just green seem like they should be green-black. Like,
yeah, most of them have Death Touch. The majority of them have Reach.
Yeah, it's like, it seems like we should be getting, those should be green-black cards, or at least some spiders should be, but there are very few actual spiders that are green-black staples. The ones that are green-black are just very eh. Moving on to our next conversation topic, for time reasons. We have to have 2 more. This time, again, same sort of deal. But this time we're going to talk about a 2-color combination that we do mention a lot. Demir.
Orzhov.
No.
Oh, okay.
Hi, I'm back again. What's up? So the next one we're looking for, round 3. There are only 4 rounds of this. It might be a tie at the end of this. Who knows? I'm not going to make another one if it is. So too bad. Get over it. Round 3, the word we're looking for is surveil. We're looking for surveil. Hopefully, we get somebody getting points 2 in a row instead of back and forth, as it has been so far. Well, I'll be back to you with the next one at the end. Not the end. Closer to the end. Just ignore me. Go. Back to the show. I really like Demir. Alright, there's so much stuff you can do. There's so many different paths on this that you could go down.
Oh, would you look at that? Yuriko is still the top commander for Demir.
It's a good one.
Always has been, always will be.
Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna build a Yuriko deck, and I'm gonna be like ninja battle with Ronan, and I'm gonna lose really hard.
Yeah.
Because my
Does her
ninjas are not
abilities
actual
actually care
ninjas.
about
I have
ninjas?
one ninja.
Oh, so she's more like a ninja tribal. Whenever a ninja you control deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand. Each opponent loses life equal to that card's mana value. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, the main
So
reason
it's more of a
Yuriko's so
ninja
good is that
tribal?
yeah, she's really really great just because she's always gonna cost 2, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
She has command and ninjutsu, so it's like whether she's in your hand or in the command zone, you can cast her for 2, you know.
Yeah, commander tags means nothing.
Does that still get commander tags though?
Nope, it's an activated ability.
Not the ninjutsu.
I thought it was an alternate casting cost. Okay.
One would hope.
You can't hold the ninjas down that easy.
Scarab God is still top in Saturo though, and the
That
Lord
checks
of
out.
the Nazgul apparently.
I just love how many different things you can do with Dimir, because you got the ninjas, you got like you got all of just the fairy stuff that's came out with that one set that I can't remember the name of.
Eldraine.
There it is, Eldraine. It's called Eldraine. They got all the fairy stuff with Eldraine, which I think is really cool. All the fairy tribal things are kind of fun.
They also had a
you've
little
got-
bit of. Oh no, I'm thinking of something else. Sorry.
You've also got Garuda.
I'm so incredibly bad with names.
It's the-
Garuda, Doom of the Depths.
Oh yeah.
Come on, you love this card.
No, I remember now. Yeah, the Doom of the Depths one, the one that you, when it's played, everybody mills something, and then you put a even mana cost thing from a graveyard onto the battlefield.
When Garuda enters the battlefield, each player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. Put a creature card with even converted mana cost from among those cards into the battlefield under your control.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I love.
As much
It also
bouncing
has
that guy back and
companion,
forth.
but that's not how Ronan plays with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that Garuda is also... It's in the 99 of his ninjutsu deck, and it's also in the 99 of my pirate deck.
It's a really good one. I like to get to the point when I can ninjutsu 3 times in a turn, drop the Garuda, pull the Garuda back out, drop the Garuda again, and just get that enter the battlefield twice. It's so good.
Yeah. And it's like with your Saturo deck, you're probably going to hit off of your own graveyard rather than someone else's.
Yeah.
Unless someone drops like an Atali Primal Storm or something.
Yeah. Most of the time I'm just grabbing my own stuff. There are very few times I actually get
Yeah.
from anybody else, but
You'll never get your Blightsteel because he's kind of weird, but
yeah. He's a little he don't stay in that
He's
graveyard.
a little strange.
He's just a little silly.
Yeah. That and... Isn't he... no, he's even converted cost. He's an 11/11 that costs 12.
Yeah. There's a lot of graveyard stuff that goes on with Dimir.
Yeah, it's... As much as I hate on Dimir, just like on every episode, you know, we James and I
that's
are like,
just
yeah,
'cause
no,
we
blue
have
black
a close
sucks.
friend that does it.
Yeah, it's because Ronan plays Dimir and he plays it well enough for us to be frustrated by it.
It's mostly just Saturo. Most of the rest of the commanders are not that bad. It's just that Saturo can just Blightsteel out of nowhere. Now you're dead. Sorry. Good game.
Yeah, and I mean Ronan doesn't really even do that anymore. Just because we've
Yeah.
complained about it so much.
yeah.
I keep him in there
This guy
just in
gets
case,
it.
but most of the time, even if I have him in my hand, I just pretend that he's not there unless somebody needs to be shot down.
Yeah,
It's like, nah, you're obviously the problem. I'll get you now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, you know, we all had our fun. I hit you with a couple big guys, but Now I can't really, kill you with damage anymore. You have 150 life. Only 10 of it matters.
I used to get a lot of thrill out of playing, using Satoru to ninjutsu and Blightsteel. But at this point, it's less fun to do it and way more fun to feel the power of holding the loaded gun.
Yeah.
Which one? You choose which one. Oh, you did this to yourself.
Yeah.
You choose which creature I put into the battlefield against you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of these, I'm expecting to pick one and have Ronnan flip both of them around to be Blightsteel.
It's really fun. But I also have
Yeah,
that precon deck that commander ain't that bad.
Yeah,
It can
the
get
Surveil
yeah.
commander for
Yeah.
Karlov. That's another thing that came from Karlov that was very good, was that Surveil deck.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Oh yeah, that one was good. That was
Yeah.
the only deck that I thought was like really good. I just don't like playing Dimir, and it's not quite my play style in the first place.
I'm going to cut us here on this topic because I feel like we're moments from turning and not praising my favorite color combination anymore and starting to bash it. So we're not going to let it get to
Honestly,
that point. And
There's not a lot to bash about Dimir.
heck yeah.
No, it's
It's
not
not-
that we don't like Dimir, it's that we don't like you.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, no, one thing, it sucks at ramp. It is so bad
so
at
bad
land
at
Yeah,
ramp.
blue and black, not good at ramp.
So
not
bad
at all.
ramp. I know.
Yeah, Ronnan is intimately aware. But that's
like,
he has to
play-
build that around his deck. Is like he has to have a low curve because he knows that like in a 2-hour long game he's gonna end that game with 5 basics.
Absolutely.
And maybe a reliquary tower.
You should put like a Crucible of Worlds into your no wait, no, that's green. Never mind. There's a different like colorless artifact that does the same thing ish into your mirror code deck because you're surveilling stuff into the graveyard all the time. It just lets you play lands from your graveyard.
That would actually help a lot. I'll look
It's
into that.
I can probably find it in. If I click on Mirko, I can probably go to utility artifacts.
I found it. It's a Crucible of Worlds. It's an artifact that costs 3. You may play lands from your graveyard. It's in my AC deck. I like it.
Is it
I was
colors?
thinking of. I did have the right name. I was thinking of Conduit of World.
Ah. That makes sense. I was
Is
going to
the-
say, that sounds like the
the
exact same thing
green
you just
one.
told me.
Yeah, it's the green one from All Will Be One. I'm all too aware of it due to that
That
Barbaros.
one night,
I hate you.
I stole his Conduit of Worlds.
You didn't steal it, you exiled it. Not even like exile until this enchantment leaves the battlefield.
Oh, right, yeah.
I
Sorry.
wasn't running enchantment removal.
Yeah,
I wasn't
completely-
running any removal.
I completely
I have
merged
hence-
the 2 games that happened that night. I exiled it in one game, and then second game I played a different deck and cast my own. I don't think James will ever forgive me for that night.
I have since added removal into that deck.
I am very
Most
glad.
notably a Beast Within that hits all permanents.
Hey guys, last time. Hey, I'm here. What's up? Round 4, we're looking for banding. Yes, banding. You know, that really weird one that we mentioned once. Let's see if they remember that. It's called banding. Anyway, you can go get out of here. This is the last time I'll see you probably ever, so goodbye. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Good night. I'll miss you. Are they gone yet? They've got to be gone by now, right? Get out of here. Jeez. Man. So needy. We're gonna... I have one more conversation topic for us. This one will probably be a much shorter one. I just want to talk about some keywords, kind of the dumbest ones. Which ones do you think are just really stupid?
Banding.
Banding is pretty dumb. It's really, really powerful if you build around it, though. I will
If
say.
you know what it means.
Yeah, if you can.
What does it mean?
If you can figure out what the hell banding is, then you can build around banding really well. Sorry, Ronnan.
I think wasn't there a banding card in Doctor Who?
I don't know.
There may have
I
been.
think there was.
To Scryfall. Ah, my ad block plus is up to date.
Oh, good.
Scryfall advanced text banding.
No, I'm not seeing anything super new. I might be thinking of Myriad. Which doesn't make sense because Myriad isn't old and it is generally very good.
Yeah, there's none in Doctor Who. Search with these options. No, I don't want March of the Machines. Search
There's a
with these
total of 41 cards with banding. Ever.
That's enough to put into a deck.
Yeah, most of them are white and blue, it would appear.
Ooh.
There's a green one.
White blue banding deck? Dude.
There's a green white one. There's a red one.
Most of them
There's
are white.
Another green one. Most of them are white. I just saw a couple of blue ones. Well, I saw this Azorius one up top.
Yeah, it looks like the most recent one is actually one that's getting reprinted in Mystery Booster. Nalathni Dragon, a 1/1 with flying and banding.
Yeah.
It costs 4. You can tap a red and it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It's been activated 4 more times this turn. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step.
Huh. Well, I think that conversation is over. There's no other stupid keywords.
I could find probably some really, really dumb keywords.
No, for time reasons, it's over.
Oh, okay.
You hit the correct answer on the first try. Good job. and now,
Alright, give me another one.
and now we're
Actually, sorry, there is actually one more really dumb mechanic. And it's only dumb because of how good it is. Landfall.
Landfall's kind of stupid.
Yes!
Landfall is
Yes.
a pretty stupid mechanic, but it's so powerful.
Everyone has played against a Omnath deck at one point in time.
Yeah,
And
like that
everyone
4-color Omnath?
hated it. Yes.
And
Yeah,
there's
that 4-color
usually
Omnath is...
there's
I'm kind of
usually at
tempted
least
to build the 5-color Omnath just for fun. I really want to build the green Omnath just because I love green ramp.
there's
wanna see
usually
what kind
at
of
least
shenanigans.
there's usually at least like 1 or 2 cards with landfall in every single green deck.
Yeah, 'cause it's like... Green deck is really good at ramping, so it's just like... I don't know.
Yeah. It's like there's Scoot Swarm, the original Omnath. Let's see, what else?
Lotus Cobra.
Lotus Cobra. Just
Oh, dude,
double up
Ruin
your
Crab?
mana.
That one's not green, but...
Yeah.
Ruin Crab.
Whatever
Holy
that,
crap. We talked about that last episode, though.
Whatever that there's a dang it, what is that one called? There's a green creature that whenever you play a land, you get either a treasure or food or something else, I think.
Oh, Tireless
it's-
Provisioner.
Yeah, that one. That one
Yeah.
goes into
That
a
one's
lot of stuff. That one's
busted.
really good.
That
And it's
one's
like-
expensive.
And then if
There
you
are
play
a lot
against
of
somebody who always
cards.
chooses food, like what the heck are you doing, guys? Choose the treasure.
I know.
You choose the
Yeah.
treasure, guys.
You choose the treasure. And see, that person was new, so I will give a little bit of grace. But I was like, you can use those treasures as mana for your spells. And she was like, I don't care. I have all of my mana because of Ronnan anyways.
That's true.
I need food.
I forgot.
And then we told
that-
her what food does, and she's like, "Oh, more food. Give it."
I forgot about that game. I was talking about the TikTok that you sent me, where
Oh, yeah.
Where it was just the guy who kept getting food, and then I thought it was gonna go somewhere where he was going to be like, and now I do something and all of my foods do crazy stuff. But no, it just ended with the other guy at the table just going, "You're an idiot. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, landfall is just crazy overpowered because every deck, even if it's not built around land, every deck has all of those lands that it needs. And there are so many decks that, once again, not even based around decks, will have 2 or 3 landfall triggers a turn.
Yeah.
You know? There are so many crack lands. There are so many fetch lands. There are so many things that come in, tap, sacrifice, you get another land. So it's like, there are also land cards in every color, or landfall cards in every color. Man. So it's like...
Perfect example of why landfall is so insane. The new Zamone deck.
That
I
landfall
went
trigger
nuts with that thing.
Yeah, and
that
you were, like,
not only did I have
crazy.
I had like 70 scoot swarms before I got board wiped.
Yeah, it was
and that was from one turn. I also manifest dreaded once and then flipped all my stuff.
Yeah.
As well as 75 scoot swarms and I think an Ashaya, which made everything on my battlefield a forest.
Landfall isn't crazy if you think about it in the sense of 1 or 2 things on the battlefield have it, and you get maybe like 1 or 2 triggers off of a land. But then when you think about the fact that every single card in a landfall deck has it, or gets you more land, it's kind of ridiculous. You play a land and you do 73 triggers. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
It's like, if you see like an evolution, I think it's like an evolution sage, I think is what it's called. I can't remember.
Yeah, like the landfall proliferate.
Yeah, if you see that in a planeswalker deck, sure, it makes sense. It belongs there. There's a little bit of green in the deck, so there's probably going to be a little bit of ramp, at least a cultivate, which I think is 2 landfalls. No, Kodoma's Reach is 2 landfalls.
Yeah, cultivates battlefield tapped in hand.
Yeah. But that's just value. Whereas a landfall deck, that's insanity
just
on top of
crazy.
Value.
Yeah, and
insanity with a little top hat that says value on it.
Yeah, and I know we should probably talk about the elephant in the room when we're talking about crazy, ridiculous landfall decks. AC, yeah. Landfall, draw a card, and he lets you play an extra land on each of your turns.
I'm surprised I've never seen you play a Ruin Crab in that deck.
I'm glad you
I
haven't.
just recently added it.
Why would you do that to me?
I added it at the same time that I added Lotus Cobra and Skewed Swarm.
Why would you do that?
Hear me out. You could also add the prime numbers Zamone from Duskmorn and see what kind of shenaniganry you can get up to.
I think I actually do have her.
Whoa.
I think I do have the prime number Zamone.
Whoa. Hey. Whoa.
Calm.
I got one as a promo card from the second pre-release I went to.
Hey, nice.
I went to 2 for some reason.
Why did you do that?
But yeah, AC.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I was
my
probably
AC
hoping for a promo Tyvar.
Checks out.
The Zamone was good too.
Yeah, my AC deck is a prime example of a way too over the top landfall deck, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's
and
like
way
most
too
of
many lands.
Yeah, and it's like
You're running what, 69 at this point, right?
I think 65.
Oh,
Less nice.
up it up, it'll be nice.
Yeah, but then I have to get
Nice.
rid of good things.
Up at the 75. What are you talking about? The lands are the good things.
Yeah, you're right.
You don't need a growth spiral. You're already getting enough value.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But there are so many things just in that deck alone, just in blue and green alone, ridiculous landfall stuff. Both
Just
of the
Simic in
Tadiovas-
general is just nuts.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough time to talk about Simic today.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, we could dedicate a whole episode to how ridiculous Simic commanders are. That would be a really fun episode, I think.
That would be. Not today, though.
Not today.
Today, we've reached the
Simic
end of a
gets
conversation.
so much love from WotC.
Yeah.
So much love.
And, you
Prime
know...
example, the 2 Zamones that came with Dustborn.
Yeah. And there are so many people who are like, yeah, Simic players are the absolute worst. And as a Simic player, like, through and through...
I'm the worst.
I agree.
I also agree.
Like,
Simic players are the worst.
It's just, I don't... Yeah, Simic is the worst, and it's the most convoluted and complicated thing in the world. And it makes no sense. Nothing that those stupid Simic players do makes any sense.
Yeah, I know. So
Yeah.
we're gonna end the conversation here, and I'm going to explain to you what actually happened today. What actually was going on was that I stole the idea of Wade Barnes from Distractable, and we were doing a Wade's Wacky Words or whatever it was called.
Oh, fun!
I decided partway through that I was not going to count how many times you guys said the words, because I was having a hard time getting you to say them once. So whoever said it first was where I started to decide to switch the conversation to something else, and they just got the point for that.
Wade's Wacky Words are my favorite episodes.
Me too.
And all of the variants.
Is it actually?
don't know what you guys are talking about.
I'll explain it a little
You
more.
need to start listening to Distractable again.
Is it Wacky
I-
Words?
so
Or
good.
is it actually Wacky Words, or is it some other
Alliteration.
alliteration? I can't remember.
It
for
might
sure.
just be Wade's Words.
It might be. I'm not
I think
sure.
it actually started with Bob. I think it was Bob's Secret Words. I don't remember.
I don't remember. Whoever's idea it was to start with, I took it. It's mine now.
No, it was Bob's. It was Bob.
But the point of this was I had a conversation topic, and then I wanted you guys to talk about it for a bit, but I was looking for a specific word. And the second that word was said, whoever said it got a little tally mark, and then I changed the subject. And then we got
Attempted to change
the subject. And through all 4 of these, I'll read out the words to you guys here in a second, but through all 4 of the categories, I had a word, and that last one was really fast. So the first one, I just wanted to see who would say haste first, and that took a long time. I didn't expect
Fair enough.
it to take quite so long, but Chaos actually got that one. I don't remember what he was talking about.
I think I was reading off a card.
I think you were. You were reading off.
I think I was
Probably.
reading off Xenagos.
Yeah, it was that guy
Yeah,
who gave
it
other
was.
taste. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, I read that, and then immediately after I was like, oh, okay, I have one more card I want to talk about. And you were like, all right, moving on.
And then when we were talking about Golgari, I wanted Reach, which also took a while, but that one,
Probably also mentioned as a keyword.
it was. Every one of these just
Oh,
is a
you were
keyword.
fishing with it, with the elves thing.
Yeah, I was like the elves. I like elves. I love how hard it is to play flying against them because they got bows, and I just wanted somebody to say Reach, and no one did.
And neither of us did.
But then it took until the end of the conversation where it was like, yeah, spiders are cool, but there are no good spiders. And then James said that they have Death Touch and Reach. Thank you.
Dude, I need a Shelob deck, man. The spiders are so fun.
Spiders are so good, dude. And then in the third one, when we were talking about Dimir, I wanted Surveil, which I thought would be a lot faster because I have a Surveil deck. It took me a bit to get us in that direction, but that one was Chaos.
I was gonna mention Mirko eventually. We kind of fixate on the ninjas.
Yeah, the ninjas are kind of a big thing. But Chaos got the
Yeah.
point for that one, because he said Surveil first. I'm realizing now that this isn't really anybody wins sort of thing, because the next one, the word was banding, and James got that one within 30 seconds. So it's a tie.
Stupid keywords. Banding.
It's
Banding.
It's a tie for who got the. It's a tie on points, but it doesn't really matter. It was just a fun way to do stuff.
I was
That
hoping
was
for
a
you
lot
to
of
go. I was hoping for you to go for like dumbest creature types next.
I should have thought of 5
'Cause I was
because
just
I should
gonna-
have known that it was gonna be a tie.
I was so ready to just blurt out Kithkin.
I don't even know what that is.
They're so dumb. They're such dumb little creatures. They're basically just hobbits,
Yeah, they're
but they refuse to be called hobbits.
They're pre-halfling hobbits.
They're
They're
so
from-
dumb,
I think they're from Lorwyn or whatever.
and they still haven't been eroded.
That's
No,
weird.
Kithkin are a completely different thing, apparently.
I
Because
watched.
they're one of the races
watched-
that turn evil during Shadowmoor.
I watched an entire Spice 8 Rack video on Kithkin.
Why?
It was when Lizalfos or whatever. No, that's a Pokemon. Whenever
Lizalfos
those
is a Legend of Zelda creature.
right, whenever those lizard people got eroded to just lizards, he put out a video of these stupid creature types that could just be eroded, and most of it focused on Kithkin.
I see. That's weird and funny.
It was a funny video. I love Spice 8 Rack. He is insane.
Shout out to whatever he just said. Spice 8.
I covered my entire deck box in tape, and I regret it.
I can see. Well, while you're doing
He
that,
also did an entire Magic the Gathering storyline in like 2 hours. That was also nuts.
Yeah, that was the entire. I think it was the entire.
I think
Magic
I
the Gathering
sent
story.
it to you as well, yeah.
Yeah, that was when I was still working with you. You said that to me, and I
Yeah.
watched it that day.
cool.
Spice 8 Rack and I share some very strong opinions about the morals and ethics of Urza.
More on that later. But for now, thank you guys
Yeah.
for watching. It was a fun episode. A lot of stuff happened. I don't know how well this will turn out after I edit because I don't know. But we'll see.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure how much is gonna get edited out.
I don't know. Probably not a lot.
I mean, that whole part in the middle where you had to go do dishes for your mommy.
It wasn't for my mommy, it was for me. I made the mess.
But his mother was upset about it. Yeah, that
Yeah,
part
my
will
mom
get,
got mad at me.
that part will get
Excuse you.
edited out. Now the best part is nobody is sure whether we're talking about your actual mother or just someone who lives in your house that you call mommy. And I don't think anyone's going to know because we're not going to elaborate. And we're going to end the
Yeah.
episode here. So
Yeah, because here's the thing. One, living in Colorado is expensive, and you could live with a parent. Or, two, I could just be really, really kinky.
living in Colorado is expensive, man. He's got to live with somebody.
Yeah.
Plot twist, it's a little column A, a little column B.
Oedipus, yeah!
Ending the episode. Thank you all for watching.
Oh, I'll catch you guys later.
See ya. Check out our Twitch and YouTube stuff. You can find that in the episode description or whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay,
Yeah,
bye.
we're not there anyways.
No,
Bye.
I'm there sometimes. Bye.
We don't
Bye.
use those.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Why did you cover your deck box in tape?
Why did you do
I had an ADHD moment.
that? Sure.
I thought you were just showing off the fact that Simic players are insane. And do
Simic
weird
players
things.
are the worst and nothing they do makes sense. That's what you were saying at the time.
See?
As you were taping a deck
That was not my intention! That That was not my intention at all. No, I was just doing it because my brain was like, I need to do something to be able to focus because I don't want to just like zone out and like, you know.